All right. So you're thinking about moving and you want a place that has maybe really nice homes, good school district, a little bit of country style living. Maybe you like seeing farms, maybe you like seeing cows, but you don't want to be too far away from everything. Okay. Just described Washington Township in Macomb County. And of course, if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Macomb or even Oakland County, I am a realtor in Michigan. Please give me a call or send me an email. My information is in the description below. But enough of me. Let's talk about this city. Okay, so with every pro, I'll also have a con. And the first one is what I like to call a suburban style country living. So if you want a mix of the two and a balance of the two, then Washington Township is going to be a good area for you because if you drive outside your subdivision and you're driving down the street, you may see a local farm and then maybe even a market or someone selling eggs. And then you reach 26 Mile and let's say Mound or Van Dyke, and then you have a plaza of Target, Kroger, or Kohl's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then you have this mix of city. And then if you really want to do more of a, downtown feel, if you go a little bit west, about 10, less than 15 minutes away, you have downtown Rochester. So you kind of have all of that in Washington and even nearby if you want to still have that kind of country feel, but you're like, hey, I just want to see some people. I want to see some cars. You're right down the street from it. So with that pro, here comes the con. And you're ready to go out for the night and you and the wife are trying to plan something around Washington Township, and then you notice that it's a limited nightlife. It's not much going on in Washington, right? I mean, you may want to go over to downtown Birmingham, Royal Oak, maybe even downtown Rochester, because Washington doesn't have it. Washington does not have that nightlife scene that you might want to have. It's a working town. It's really quiet out there. And like I said before, there's a lot of farmland everywhere and stuff. So you're not going to get that here. And so if you're looking for that, I mean, you have a couple places to go to like Bar Verona or, maybe Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. But, you don't have a whole lot to choose from when it comes to entertainment in this area. Now, if you and the wife like outdoor activities and you like being outdoors, well, of course, there's Stony Creek and there's a lot of parks around, but you're not going to get that nightlife scene if that's what you're looking for. And for some people, they say, "Hey, listen, I don't go to nightlife stuff anymore, man. I'm too old for that." I got you, but I'm just saying for some people, this may be a thing where they're like, "Hey, I want to know what's going on in the area, just in case." And Washington doesn't have that. Off of that con, and now let's talk about it, right? Husband and wife are talking. They want to move to Washington Township. And of course, they have either some little kids or maybe they have teenagers. And now the question comes up, what about the schools? And so you will be attending, or your children will be attending Romeo Community Schools. The good news is that it has an A- rating. So they have really good programs, good college prep programs, even like little engineering programs to help your children in whatever path that they would decide to go into. And here's another cool thing. In 2020, they did a big renovation to their performing arts programs, STEM facilities, and even some athletic upgrades. And just a side note, my cousin played for Dakota, and I remember going to it was a Romeo homecoming game, and I remember being in the football bleachers, and I was looking around. And I said, "Wow, this is a really good football field for a high school." And I played basketball for Stevenson. This was a long time ago in high school. Time just flies, though. It's kind of crazy. But when I played against them, when I was with Stevenson, their basketball court was just normal. It was, nothing to it. But since then, a total overhaul. And you can tell they are putting their money into the school. So a really good school if you want to put your children there. All right. So here's my con to that same point. And I'm going to say limited school choices, right? So in Washington, you have Romeo Community Schools, and you're going to go to Romeo High School. And maybe you want more choices. For example, some places in Macomb like Sterling Heights, you could go to Sterling Heights High School, Stevenson, and maybe even Henry Ford. This all depends on what programs you like from them. Maybe you really look into that. You don't get that same choice in Washington. It's just Romeo Community Schools, and that is it. And so that may be kind of a deal breaker for you. You may want to have the option to see and choose between different schools, and maybe you like a certain program better than them. And you may just have to travel to that particular school if it's school of choice. But just wanted to share that just in case, maybe there's somebody out there that says, hey, I like this high school a little bit better, and you don't want to do that drive now. And now you're in Washington. You're like, I'm stuck with this choice. So again, good school district, good school rating, but maybe you want the choices, and you don't get that here. So here's another cool thing that Washington Township offers in the midst of the farmland and country. If you love outdoors, you're going to love this place because they have Stony Creek. This is inside of Washington Township. If you like biking, hiking, there's a boat launch there. They've got swamps, prairies. Everything is in this huge metro area, metro park, which is Stony Creek. You can find everything in there. So if you just want to unwind from a crazy week with the family, you can go to Stony Creek, and it's a great time. Also, because it's so much farmland and people have horses, there's stables there. So you can even enjoy horseback riding. So those are the things that Washington brings that you don't really get in other cities. And again, you're getting that mix of suburban life, country life. But Stony Creek is definitely nice to have right down the street. And it's right there on 26 Mile. And if you're by Mound, it's like right there. So you can go right into there, and it's huge. So that's a benefit that you get to have if you live in Washington Township. This one's going to hurt a little bit because, like I said, I love this city. I love driving this area. I love showing homes to my clients here. But I have to be honest, and it's the lack of amenities. If it's just in Washington itself, it does not have a lot of the, big name restaurants, the shopping. It's not there in Washington. Now, in the nearby cities, if you go to 26 Mile and Van Dyke, yeah, you get your Targets, your Kohl's, your TJ Maxx. But in Washington itself, you're not really having those things. I can recommend a nice restaurant for a date night. It's called Bar Verona. Bar Verona is a really nice place to go to, but I can't really give you a whole lot more in Washington. Again, beautiful homes. Love it, but you're going to have to go to nearby cities to really enjoy that dining, the shopping, and entertainment. You're going to have to drive other places. So I just wanted to share that. I have to be honest with you guys. That may be something that maybe you're okay with driving, but maybe you're thinking to yourself, man, I would love to have that Chick-fil-A right there. Nah, it's not there. It's not there. You're going to have to probably go to Hall Road for a lot of your entertainment and your food. And a lot of people don't like Hall Road. They can't stand the way people drive, and they can't stand Hall Road in general. You may be taking M53 to Hall Road quite often. All right, so let's talk about one of the good things about Washington Township. It's the new construction. Every time I drive into Washington, right, I always see a bulldozer. I see a new subdivision being built, a new home, and there's so much opportunity, and there's still so much land. Like if you drive out to, it's like 29 or 28 Mile Mound area, there's just a whole bunch of open land. It's just open land everywhere. Even on 26 Mile, there's still so much for them to develop in Washington. So I even have a friend who just got a new home in one of the new subdivisions for the mid 400s in Washington, which is insane. So they have a lot of affordability there. And of course, they go all the way up until the millions, depending where you want to live in Washington. But there's just so much new construction. To me, it feels like a new area, young area. So if you want to get over there, you have a lot of time. And I would love to help you, love to show you those homes there. because they're just amazing. I love the architecture. There's so many builders, MJC companies, Lombardo, Vitale. There's so many cool builders that are doing some nice things in Washington because the lots are so big and they give you some extra additions. I would love to show you guys those homes, but the new construction would be a super benefit for this city. I have to say something bad about this city again. And with the new construction and everything that they bring, some of the prices are a bit higher than a lot of Macomb County. There's some houses in Washington that are in the 1 blase blah million and $2 million homes. And there are some homes even in the 700,000s and 600,000s, and the taxes are a bit higher than you might want. And that's something that, me or a lender could find out, hey, what's the millage rate? What is the taxes possibly going to go to? Just so that you can expect that type of increase. And because with higher taxes, that affects your monthly payment, which we all know that is the most important thing. And so that may be something to consider is, yes, you're getting a new construction home, but it's going to be a little bit higher cost. And also the taxes may be a bit more than you can stomach. It's just the way it goes. We can't really change that, can we? We just can't change the way the taxes go, and they don't go down. Taxes just continue to go up. It's just that you can go to the casino and put 100 on black, that it's always going to go up. And so that's just something to think and keep in mind when you are looking at homes in Washington. The taxes are going to be a bit more than they will be in, Sterling Heights or, Clinton Township area. So just take that in mind, keep that in mind, and, just the way it gotta go. Just the way it goes. All right, so my last pro to this beautiful city would be lot sizes. Some of the lot sizes, depending where you live in Washington, are pretty nice sized lots. They have some nice acreages on them, which some people like that. There's a lot of clients that I have, and they'll ask me, how many acres is it on, or what's how much land is on it. And a lot of the cities, like in cities, it's not much. There's not much for me to say. There's nothing there. But in Washington, you get a little bit more, right? Your lot sizes are a little bit bigger, and you get a little bit more acreage. And that is a benefit for a lot of people that are saying, hey, if I'm going to spend this, I want to feel like I'm getting a lot more for my money. And Washington brings that, and it offers that for you. And again, a lot of these builders are doing a great job with using space. Their architecture styles are just beautiful. I just literally drive around just to look and see what they do to these houses. And so you get that here in Washington. So, if you're looking for bigger lots, you're looking for some acreages, this may be a city for you to just take a look in and see what the houses look like. And we can walk through a few of them. I don't mind walking through them, right? So keep that in mind. Large lot sizes, bigger than a lot of the other cities in Macomb County. So the last thing I have to say about this city, and I hate talking bad about this city, but it has to be the lack of or the limited employment opportunities. So Fraser has American Axle. Sterling Heights has BAE Systems, General Dynamics, even Ford. Warren has the Tech Center. Washington doesn't have that. Washington does not have like a corporate headquarters or manufacturing there. It's pretty much everyone's either working from home or, maybe business owners, or they're driving to work. So that's really it. So if you're looking for that kind of corporate headquarters and want to see, what kind of business is that bringing in? Is that bringing more people to Washington? It's not really going to happen here. All right. So just something to think about. As of this video, there's no corporate headquarters. That may change. Washington would be a really good spot, to put a corporate headquarters if it was possible. But that's just something that we don't have right now. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this video. I'm going to ask just a couple things. If you stuck around this long, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And then also, if you're thinking about moving into these areas, Macomb, Oakland County area, whether it's now, next year, or you're planning for the next year, please give me a call or an email. My information is in the description below. I have an email and a phone number. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to be able to help you out or just follow up with you, right? No pressure. I'm not going to be hounding you down like a salesman. But I'd love to help you guys out if you're moving to this area. And that's all I have for this video. That is it. All right. So until the next video, be blessed, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.